Are you worried about how much money it's going to cost you to actually list a home? Let's talk about it. So I was recently on a call with one of my real life real estate besties, AKA one of my coaching students, and we hit something that I figured out was a big fear for her. And you know what? It used to be a fear for me. So I know that you've heard time and time again, you've probably even heard it here on my channel, that in order to have longevity in this business, you have to set your focus and your intentions on becoming a listing agent. Now, we absolutely love working with buyers. There's nothing more exciting than handing someone a key. But when you really think about what is going to help you create rhythms in this business, stay in it for the long run, we definitely want to go after listings. But here's the thing with listings, is that it costs money to list a home. And you know what? Even for me, coming into the business, that was definitely something when cash was tight. I did have a bit of fear around, okay, I could go out here and I can acquire a listing, but what is that dollar amount actually going to be out of my pocket in order to get the house on the market and eventually get it sold? And I'm going to break it down here for you in this video, or if you listen on podcasts, so you can have a good idea and you don't have to be fearful. But I'm being rude. If you are just joining me for the very first time, my name is Rosemary Lewis and I am your real estate bestie. I am a broker associate serving the far North Dallas suburbs. And you know what? In addition to loving on my clients well, we have created the Real Estate Bestie community so that we can share tips and tricks with you on how to build a profitable business. Now, let's get back into talking about this whole listing strategy. So, very first thing, I even started off with a word that I want you to replace, because I don't want you to think about this as a cost. Like, what is it going to cost me in order to list a home? But we want to shift that mindset into it becoming an investment. And this is one of the things that I had to work through. I know that a lot of our besties are working through, just going from being an employee. 9 times out of 10, you maybe were employed at a job before you became a real estate agent. And there are a lot of things that we have to think through and change our mindsets around. And that is, what does it look like to actually invest in our business? So when it comes to the things that you need to list a home, I don't want you to be like, oh, what is it going to cost me? I don't have the money for this. But you know what? What am I going to invest? Because when you invest money, we expect our money to make us money. And by investing in the materials that you need to list a home, it will do just that. So first things first, right now, I am just going to talk about the basic things that you need in order to list a home. Now, the sky is the limit, and there are a lot of different marketing things that you can do. And as you continue to grow and invest back in your business, I expect that you will start to expand to different things. But for right now, we are just going to talk about the basics that you want to have, the tools in your toolkit, so that when you do meet these sellers, as you are prospecting, you will be ready to go when that person raises their hand and says, yes, I am ready to list and I want to list with you. So let's talk it through. Very first thing is that you need to have MLS Access, okay? The MLS is such a robust marketing tool. So whatever that looks like for you to have MLS Access so that you can have the capability to be a part of the board where the homes are that you want to list, you need to join that board so that you can have access. When you have access to the MLS, what that is going to do is that when you input your listings, it is going to populate to all of the third-party sites. I'm talking the Zillows, the Trulias, the realtor.coms, and every other site. So it's going to help you get the absolute most exposure for your homes, for your listings. Now, here is the good news. At least where we are in Texas, whatever the quarterly fee is for the MLS, that includes all of my listings. So I think that we pay something about $125 to $150 every quarter. And with that investment, what that allows me to do is, whether you are inputting one listing or you're inputting 20 or 50 or 100, all of that is included with that cost, as well as the access that you have to MLS so that you can actually search the internet for your buyers and things like that. So you definitely need MLS Access. The next thing that you need if you are going to list a home is a sign, okay? You are going to want to get professional signs made. Yard signs are what I'm talking about, so that any passerby will be able to see that the home is listed. It's great marketing for you so that neighbors start to see and know who you are. Also, when the other agents are coming to see your property, it is going to be an easy marker to say, okay, this is the home, I'm in the right place, this home is for sale. Now, I suggest looking all over. There are a lot of times, if you're with like the bigger box brokerages, they already have agreements and different marketing packages with different companies where you can get your signs done at a discount. I personally go to a local shop where I live, a local shop in Frisco, Texas. I have been working with them for about 5 years now. And the cost per sign, like with the sign and the frame, is somewhere between $125 to $200, depending on the size and the dimensions. But here's the good news, is that you buy this one sign or these few signs, and you're going to be able to use them over and over and over again. Remember, it is an investment. So because it is an investment, I'm going to encourage you to invest in a nice sign, invest in something that is sturdy, that is durable to the weather and things like that. And again, that should range between $125 to $200, and you're going to be able to use these signs over and over and over again, okay? The next thing that you're going to need to list a home is, I strongly suggest having a super box for your signs. Now, I tend to do super boxes on my listings instead of just a combination lockbox for the security purposes, because only a real estate agent can access, or someone with that access can access, a super key. It lets me know exactly who's in the property. It's just an additional safety guard for my clients. And guess what? When I am at the listing appointment, I literally point out that I invest the dollar amount into getting the super boxes for their safety, because I want to know who's accessing the home, who's coming in and out. And I really talk through why I don't just go and get a little, $30 combination box from Home Depot. The cost for a super key in my market is right around $150, but you want to make sure that you definitely invest in at least one super box to sign up. The next thing, and listen to me good, you must, with a T, must invest in professional photography for your listings. Now, there is nothing that I despise more than to see a beautiful home, or a home that could be showcased so well that, you know what, someone just decided to cheap out and do iPhone pictures or Android pictures. You deserve more, your clients deserve more, and quite honestly, for the investment of professional photography, it is so worth it. Not only is it worth it for the actual listing, because let's just be real, we actually, we decide with our eyes if we're going to give something a second look or not, okay? So if the pictures are not appealing and if they aren't telling the story of the home, then the ready, willing, and able buyer, like that perfect buyer, might scroll right past it because you were unwilling to make a small investment in best showcasing the home. And then also, listen, when it comes to photographs and great pictures, the great pictures will work for you long after the listing is over, because now at your listing appointments, you're able to showcase exactly how you best highlight homes to show their absolute best features. Now, the cost of professional photography is going to vary depending on the photographer, depending on your market, size of homes, and things like that. But I would budget somewhere in between $150 to $250 for photos. Now, again, it could go up or down depending on the size of home that you are working with, but that is a good place to think through and to budget. Trust me, even your clients feel a little bit more special to know that the photographer is coming in. You're giving them a checklist of what needs to happen in order to get the home sold so that it looks its best, so that we can attract the right type of buyers. And that definitely is an investment in your listing process that we do not want to skip out on, okay? All right, and since we're talking about basics, I'm just gonna round it out to say the last thing that I'm gonna suggest that you get in order to list a home is you wanna make sure that you invest in some open house signs. Now, when you are first starting out, listen, go to your local realtor board, go to Home Depot, go to Amazon, just find some open house signs that you can get so that as you are pointing people and directing them to the house, that you have signage that is ready for you, okay? And you want to have that ahead of time. I suggest investing in 20 to 30 open house signs. And then as you are building your business, as you start closing deals, then you can up it, right? And you can start getting branded signs, branded open house signs and things like that. But from the very beginning, just get the basic yellow ones, the basic black and white ones, red, whatever you have to get, because the thing is that we want to get traffic to your house so that as you are holding open your listings, you are going to get more people in the door. So I hope that you were tracking with me, right? From the MLS Access to your Super Key to your professional photography, it is very possible to bring homes to market for under $1,000. And guess what? A lot of the things that I mentioned, you're going to be able to reuse them, right? So you don't have to buy a brand new Supra box every single time you do a house. You don't have to buy a brand new sign every single time. You make the initial investment in your business and you will be able to use them over and over again. And I strongly suggest that you do so. And that's exactly what I said to my coaching student. I explained to her, hey, you have your very first deal under contract. Homegirl's gonna make something like $17,000. I was like, the best thing that you wanna do, I'm so happy before you run to Louis Vuitton and before you run and just ball out and spend your money, reinvest some of it back into your business. And that is a process that I'm going to encourage you to do, besties. Every single time you collect a commission check, take a portion of that, whatever that looks like, invest in listing materials, invest in marketing materials, invest in professional photography for yourself. We want to be consistently in the habit of treating this business like a business. And then you know what? That business will treat you well right back. All right, bestie, I hope that this video was helpful. And you know what? Hop in comments and let me know, how many listings do you want to take over the next 12 months? And if you would like me to come alongside you as your coach to support you in getting to that goal, then you know what? We are open for Bestie Accelerator coaching, and I'm just taking calls to see if you think we might be a good fit to work together. So head on over to rosemarylewis.com/call. I'll also put it in the description box. And you know what? Let's hop on a call together. Let's talk through your goals. How many listings do you want to take? How many buyers do you want to work with? What do you want over the next 12 months in your business? And let's see how to get there together. Talk to you soon, bestie.